Hello, if you're just joining the tarot reading part. If you're wondering why it's kind of broken up like this, it's because it goes on Fringe TV. So if you want to check out that on Fringe TV, it's fringetv.online. So now I'm using my Witches Tarot deck. This is one of my favorite decks. I love the Witches Tarot deck. I really do. I've put her up for a little bit, kind of let her rest. I've used to use her in my festivals and the readings at the shop, when I would do the readings at the shop, or they always went with me. I always did these, and I love them. They get great energy. They are based on the Rider deck. They have a few different cards, but I think I think it goes really good. If you understand the Rider deck, you can see where they fall in. They fall in pretty good. And I just love the back. I just love the back of those cards. So we're going to talk about our current situation, our challenges, our obstacles, whatever you'd like to call them, our advice that we can get, or the help that will come. And then we're going to talk about the emerging energy, or the outcome, and we'll look at the underlying energy of the reading, and we will pull a card, an oracle card from the Divine Feminine. I love this deck, and it's really good. I got it from a friend of mine. I cannot... Dragon's Hoard. I can't remember her. Oh, I'm so sorry. I can't remember your name. I will post it on the places that I can post it. I will post it in the comments. But I'm sure you can find this deck, you know, anywhere. It's it didn't come with a guidebook. It said it has a guidebook, but it did not. But that's okay. It's an oracle deck, right? It's got the messages on the front. So let's see what this week. I'm gonna throw that up there because it was acting a little crazy. Let's see what this week has in store for us. See what the energy is going, and we've got a lot of stuff going on in astrology. So I'm gonna cut this deck into three. 1, 2, and 3. Which deck am I going to choose? Let's do this one. We'll go 1, 2, and 3. Wonderful. So this is our current, this is our challenges, this is our advice, emerging energy, and then we'll do the underlying energy. Oh, Page of Pentacles. Alrighty. This card flew out, and it was like this. So I did it like that. So, but it's reversed. Now, I'm one of those, I do not read my cards in reverse because I feel that, you know, they're supposed to give you the answers. I just think it's a waste of time to do that. They'll tell you what they need to tell you. You don't have to have them in reverse. But, you know, honestly, that's for the reader themselves. That's my opinion. You can read your cards. And if you want to read them in reverse, read them in reverse. But I'm going to read this one in reverse because of the fact that it was that way. And if you'll notice, none of my cards are that way. All of my cards are upright except this one. Now, the 4 of Swords is, the 4 represents the building block. It's earth. It is the senses as well. And this is swords, so this is air. And she's got 3 swords down, and she's got 1. And if you'll notice, she looks tired. She looks worn out. And this is like a time for rest. But when it is reversed, the swords are up. So this is telling you that it's time to come out of the rest. It's time to come out of the cave and into the world. There's a lot of things that need to be done. And let's see what that is. So our current is the 10 of Pentacles. Our challenges is the 9 of Wands. Our advice is the Magician, and the emerging energy is the Six of Swords. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So currently, this is the 10 of Pentacles. 10 is the ending. The number 1 and 0 is there. So we have an ending, and then we have something that, a number that includes all, a circle. It includes all. It's individual, but it's an individual thing, but it also, it's about passing down, because this is a grandfather. He's holding the baby. And you'll see he's passing on like this magic, and the couples in the background, and the castle, or the big house, is back there, I should say. Looks like a pretty Victorian back there, really pretty. The golden retriever at his feet. This is, you know, the loyalty. This is being that this is a place where you've come, that you have reached a certain point in your life. You have come to this, a type of abundance. And this could be, you know, you've reached a point of learning, you've reached a level of maturity, and it's time to pass down what you've learned, what you've, your knowledge down to others. So then we have the 9 of Wands, and this is our challenges. So yeah, you know, this is about feeling like you have to defend yourself. The sun is setting though, and it's a time where, you know, you need to, with this card, you know your worth. You know who you are. You know what you know. And here you're having to defend yourself in some way. And the wands here, they represent fire. So this is about a passion, about a desire, something that you're going after. Maybe it's a dream, and you kind of feel like that you're having to defend that dream, defend what you're going back here. Now your advice here is the Magician. And again, here we go. We have the infinity sign right above his head. And this is reminding us that, you know, we are the architects of our lives. It is us. And as soon as we realize that, it will lead us to calmer waters. You'll see how the water here is really choppy, but where he's going is, it's almost still, and you can almost see shadows on it. Also, this is about reflecting. Every time I have a water card, every time I see water on a card, I should say, it always tells me that there is something to reflect about. So this card is a little different. Usually it shows a man. He is in a boat, and it's got two people, usually a woman and a child, and taking them to, in the boat with him, but taking them to better, better waters. But here it's the person. So it's you taking control and realizing and doing some self-reflection, and you know what you need to let go of, what you need to, you know, you've learned a lot, you've been shown a lot. You have, whether you want to realize it or not, you've really been, there's a lot of clarity that has been shown to us here lately. It's been kind of brutal, yes, but there's a lot of clarity that has been shown to us that is, you know, answering those questions that we've been having, that, you know, that have been occupying our mind. We are getting the answers. We are getting those answers. You can't fight them, though. You can't fight them. And when you're defending something, you know, also is it, you know, you have to look at what you're defending. And that's one of the things, too. Many times we are fighting this war for something, and then we're like, wait a minute, what am I fighting for? It's kind of like having to do one of those take backs of, let me see, what does this mean? What does this truly mean? What message is this pushing out? What message is this preaching? So we have to really make sure that, you know, what we are defending is actually in our highest good. The sun's setting here. So this is saying that, you know, for some, you may have to defend your dreams, you may have to defend your desires, but for others, you need to really question, you know, why are you taking this stance? Why are you in that position? Why do you believe that? And if you want change, well, you're the one that has to make it. If you look here at the Magician card, he has the cups, he has the wand, he has the sword, he has the pentacle, he has everything he needs to build his life the way that he loves it. And he has, and with all of this energy, the wind of change is blowing his robe. You have the fairies there saying that, you know, you will be supported in that. So getting in tune with who you are. Know thyself. That's come up a lot. Know thyself. And that was on the Temple of Delphi. It was, you know, to know yourself. What is it? Human, know thyself, and you will know the gods, something like that. I can't remember it word for word right now, but and that's one of the part of the principles when you step up on a magical path, when you go into the metaphysical. You know, we do these things. We begin reading cards. We begin lighting candles. We do all of this stuff. And do we really know what we're doing? Do we really? Do we know what we're practicing? Do we know why we're practicing it? Do we know? It's just answering those questions. You're the one that designs your life. And if you don't have all the answers to the questions, well, how can you make a sound decision? And if you are constantly living in a state of fear, or, you know, if you are constantly in a state of, I wouldn't say of weariness, of being bombarded by ill-willed energy that's keeping you, that's draining you, that is keeping you out of energy, so to speak, out of gas, you know, you have to stop that. It's time to get off your butt and tend the garden. If you want an abundant garden full of veggies and yumminess, then you have to get up and take care of it. You will reap what you sow. Okay? So for this, let's just, what are we going to put? Which card are we going to pull? Let's see here. Right here. Joan of Arc. Absolutely wonderful. The Warrior of Light. I have a still-like faith in myself. The angels armor me with conviction. You know, this says it all, guys. This says it all. Arm yourself with knowledge. Stand up and be proud of who you are. Look at the light at the top of her head. This signifies that she is connected to divine wisdom. That she is in that connection. She is knowing who she is. She's knowing where she's going. She knows what her desire is. She knows what she needs to protect. And she will not let anything stop her. She knows that she is doing the will of the divine. She knows where she is. She listens to her angels, to her guides, to her whatever you want to call it, your spirit helpers. She listens. and she follows. She has faith in herself. She has conviction. And that's very, very strong, especially in our world where there's a lot of people that are really confused. And it's because it's disconnected. It's a disconnection that has happened. And it's a disconnection from the earth itself. And speaking of the earth itself, the card on the bottom, the underlying energy, is the Page of Pentacles. And this connects us to the fairy world. And you'll see how the air is blowing through this. So this means that, you know, air is about messages. She's holding up the pentacle as if to shield her, and she's staring at that. So this is about, you know, maybe you need to learn something new. Maybe you are on a path of learning something new, and learning to apply that to your life in a way that will help you be productive in your life. There's a lot of healing here. And maybe you're just needing to step up on that of being healed yourself, of stepping up on the journey of learning how to heal yourself. I know a lot of people, when they go through trauma, they will learn how to be a counselor in that trauma. They will learn how to work within the realms of what they experienced so that they can help people move and heal through that experience as well. So, very wonderful read. This is very much of that Taurus energy, very much of that Aries energy, the Venus and Aries. It's emergence. It's you know, you have the Sun and Uranus together in Taurus, so it's about coming up, and it's emerging and being, you know, who you, that realness of who you are, and developing it more and more, because the more we go, it's like we are humans, we're here to experience, so we're always here in this place of bettering ourselves. And we'll get to a place and we're like, yeah, man, that's awesome, and we're here, and then it's like, okay, well, you know, it's time to start again. So we begin as the Fool. We take that leap of faith and we start this new path, and then we walk the major arcana, and then, hey, it's a spiral. This is life. And that is why I love the tarot, and that's why I love working with astrology, because it helps you walk the wheel in consciousness. Because these things are happening whether we like it or not, whether we're conscious of it or not. So I just always feel it's better to be conscious of these energies and be conscious of these events that are happening, so that we can learn to work with that energy and make it work for us and for our highest good, to be productive and be beneficial, help us on our path. Anyway, thank you so much for watching and listening. This is Serona Rose, and again, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Many, many blessings to you. And we're getting ready to have let's see, when is our full moon? We have a full moon on the 16th of May. So yeah, hang tight, guys. We are officially in eclipse season, and we are in Mercury's shadow. So, merry part until we merry meet again.